Thank you.
Sorry.
Sean, is the president the target of a counterintelligence investigation?
I think that's what we need to find out. There's obviously a lot of concern. I mean, I mentioned to John, there was considerable concern last cycle when a reporter was the target of one. But part of the reason that we have asked the House and the Senate to look into this is because of that. And I think, it was interesting. I think if you look at last week, all of a sudden these stories that keep coming out about the president and his links to Russia, it is continued to be the same old, played over and over again. The president has made clear he has no interest in Russia, and yet a lot of these stories that come out with respect to that are frankly fake. They are a series of fake allegations that at the bottom, while there's no evidence to substantiate any of this, it's the same unnamed sources, quote-unquote associates, that we get tagged with, and yet there is no evidence that continues to be shown in every single person that gets briefed on this. Shows that whether it's Senator Cotton, Chairman Nunes, who has done a phenomenal job of trying to get to the bottom of this. But it's interesting, I think, the double standard that exists between the concern about getting to the bottom of the allegations that, with respect to the president, that there are on so many other issues. When you talk about
he doesn't know whether he is
but I think that's one of the issues that we have asked the Senate and House to look into. I can tell you with respect to the other instances, you look at former DNI Clapper's comments. He literally said the DNI, which includes the NSA, FBI, and CIA, did not find any evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and Russian agents. Senators Rubio, Cotton, Burr, Chairman Nunes, all of the people who've been briefed on this situation have come to the same conclusion. And it is interesting how many times this fake narrative gets repeated over and over and over again. And yet no evidence has ever been suggested that shows that the president has anything to do with any of the things that have been. It's a recycled story over and over and over again. And I think that there's a bit of, it's amazing. The president goes out last week, does this joint session. And then a couple, literally 24-hour stories start getting recycled about, potential issues that come up that literally continue to offer no fact, nothing but the unsubstantiated rumors over and over again. And yet what is ignored is when you have someone like former DNI Clapper go out and literally say, quote, that they did not find any evidence of collusion between the Trump campaign and agents. You have Rubio, Cotton, Nunes, all say the same thing, that they've been briefed that there's nothing, and yet this fake narrative.
Sorry, I just want to make sure that I'm understanding. Are you saying that there is a possibility he is the target of a counterintelligence probe involving Russia?
I don't know the answer.
You just connected those two.
No. I think what I'm saying is that there is a difference between that narrative and then the narrative that has been perpetuated over and over again. The concern that the president has and why he asked the Senate and House Intelligence Committees to look into this is to get to the bottom of what may or may not have occurred during the 2016 election. But the interesting, Margaret, is that when you look at every single person that's been briefed, they've all come to the same conclusion, that nothing happened during the 2016 election tying him to Russia. And yet the fake narrative continues over and over and over again. And the idea that it continues to be recycled without any substance, without any evidence, it needs to stop.
But it's the president said he was tapped.
I understand that, and that's why we were very. No, that's not what I said. What I said was that. Hold on, Mark.
Target of an investigation.
His wires were tapped.
Hold on, one at a time. I said that the president made clear on Sunday that he has asked the House and the Senate Intelligence Committees to use their resources and their processes to examine the facts and come to a conclusion. Chris.
Since you're talking about whether things are true or not, let me ask